right, I'm going to go into the orange. Well, it's a tangerine, but it's orange, so call it that. I'm going to start with my very orange color, cadmium orange, and put a little white into it, a little bit of Naples yellow, which is a very pale yellow. Sort of play it down a little bit. There's also a little bit of dark in here, which was intentional. Pretty soon I'll switch over to using oil, linseed oil. So I've got the basic color, I think. Well, it might be too intense. It's going to have to go lighter. And then I'm going to start with the shadow, which a lot of it's in shadow. Just grabbed a whole bunch of blue. Orange is the complementary color of blue. And orange and blue in a picture kind of looks good, I think. Not, in fact, I think very strongly that it does. But I'm going to put a little bit more red into that shadow too, part of it. Might be too much. There. Another color I could have used would have been burnt sienna. That's a nice, it's almost like a deep, deep, deep orange. Okay, so there's this one. Actually, I'm going to go over that grape. There's one tangerine in the back that's very dark. But this one, in the foreground, when I'm looking at the picture, it's not big enough. So that's the shadow of that one, for that one. Take a little tiny bit of blue to put against the tangerine in the background. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking this grape isn't really showing up that well. I'm going to wipe that grape out. This is the one I'm talking about, right in here. I just made a decision to get rid of the grape that was right here. I don't see it in the, I see it as two grapes in the photograph, but I want more of the orange to show. I'm going to go ahead and put the back orange, put more shadow coming down. And then I'm going to take some of the orange and bring this one all the way up over. And I'll get rid of that ridge-like line in a minute, but go ahead and put some of the lighter color. And there's a lot of yellow in that. Although the one at home doesn't have as much yellow. Just that's the trouble with photographs. Sometimes your photograph will come out darker or lighter than what you actually saw. Right now I'm trying to remove these ridges of color from this orange. The one in the background is much darker than the way I have it. I'm going to go ahead and darken that up a little bit. A little burnt sienna, well, that'll do, that'll help. not a little, a lot. Okay. You're going to find that on rounded objects, you're going to find a little edge behind the shadow of reflected light. I'm into the thicker paint, and that's going to make more ridges, but I'll just try to soften them up as I go. And I think I need a little highlight, and I don't think it's going to be a stark white, but maybe it's like a really pale yellow. It's kind of reflecting the texture of the skin too, hopefully. I'll go back with that, with more. Right now I'm more interested in getting this done with, the edges are very important to me. I think they are to most people, unless they're doing something super contemporary. So I'm looking at it, and I think it does look like a tangerine. This edge is a little too sharp, which I think it's a job for the fan brush.